Ramadan Kareem, I'd like to welcome you here today to the press conference to announce the appointment of our new head coach and assistant coach. We're absolutely delighted to be able to formally welcome Frank Vercauteren and his assistant coach Hugo Broos. Frank has an outstanding track record as both a player and a coach. He played for Anderlecht, one of the most famous teams in Europe, and had a very distinguished career as a midfielder. He then also played for the Belgian national team for over 60 times for a very successful Belgian team. Following his playing career, he started up his coaching career and coached successfully at Anderlecht, where he also worked with Hugo Broos. He had a stint at the Belgian national team, and latterly he's had a very successful period at Genk, and in his first season there he won the Belgian Championship. So we are absolutely thrilled that Frank is joining us here at Al Jazeera to carry on the excellent work that Abel Braga and his team did last year, winning the league and cup. Frank is excited. I'm sure he'll tell you about the opportunity to build on that success this year. I'd also like to welcome David Coles. David is the new goalkeeping coach here at the club. And again, we're delighted to welcome someone of his caliber. Massive experience in the game, goalkeeping, in playing and coaching. Coached at clubs like Portsmouth, working with Harry Redknapp and David James, the England goalkeeper, and latterly was at West Ham United in the English Premier League, where he coached an English goalkeeper, Robert Green. So, really to be able to introduce on behalf of Al Jazeera these three people to Al Jazeera gives me a lot of pride.
Good evening. Just for me, not too many words, but especially a lot of acts or things to do. So I'm very happy to be here. I was here before just to come and see, and I was really happy with the club, with the structure, of course also with the ambitions of the club. They had, and I have to congratulate the team and the former coach for what they reached last year, but I know there is still ambition to do the same, to do better if possible, and that's why I'm here. So with the new team, especially for assistants and keepers coach, with new ambitions, I think we can keep the past, but especially think at the future, not living with the past, but starting to work hard to improve or to get better every day. So that's it. Yes, I think there are several reasons. Normally it's too early to talk about it because I even didn't talk about this in Belgium to the press. So it's going to take me a few days to explain. There are a few reasons. I said it, to make it short, they are on sports level, they are on personal level, and they are not only on financial level, whatever was written, especially in Belgium, because they thought I was only coming here for the money. And this is not the priority, and I want to make it a little bit clear. On the other things, give me just a few days to give a correct answer. So that everybody can understand, but the reasons are for me very important, and these made for me also the decision. So Champions League is of course important, but also other things, and those things were on that moment for me more important. This means that you have to do better, so it's not easy. It's difficult sometimes to confirm. It's difficult because also the opponents are doing everything to make it more difficult to you. But on the other side, I was educated in the bigger teams. So if you win something, you want to win it again, and you want to win maybe other things. So this is what we have to bring, or this is what the target is also of the coach. That means, I spoke already to the players, they want to confirm, they want to try to be better, they want to try to reach a higher level. And of course the club wants to win, so it's rather clear. For me it's just when they were champion, it means there is a potential, there are possibilities. So use these possibilities, try to from the basic that exists already, what was done before, to keep the good things, the better things, and if you can improve a little bit or much, you can still keep the same ambitions. I want them to stay hungry. I don't want to feel like this was good. Nothing has to be, but we will do everything to win things. So that's the most important. Yes, you don't have to take conclusions out of that game for me. This is one moment. You see, one game is not giving immediately the right thing about the value of a team. Some players are missing. Some players are injured. Okay, they were good, I think, under Mr. Wetzel, but when you have no really coach, no short target, it's also sometimes difficult. I think also they were better. They had to finish the game earlier. They didn't because of moments, and after you get, of course, problems. But this game of yesterday is not for me the right dimension. So potential is much bigger. It's good to observe. It's good to look. It's good to see how things are going. And for me, then now the result, like yesterday, was of course you play always to win, but was not the main priority. For me, coaching is teamwork. You see, and teamwork. Before you had really one big distance between the head coach and the assistant. For me, the assistant has to be nearly the same. Of course, there are some responsibilities, there are some choices you have to make, and then sometimes as a head coach you cut if there are any discussions. But on the other side, the level has to be close, because this team, if you want to bring what we have to bring, the team needs the best quality. So the better we are, the higher the level is of the assistants. And I don't like the word really assistants, because it's a part of the team and they are very important. So for me, having the best quality around you, with experience, with level, with quality, also with relation, what is loyalty, is of course important. And when you can keep that or work in these conditions, I think it's very important for the coach. It's good because we won a few times against him. So it's always good to remember that, and mostly I'll start with the negative. We lost also the semi-finals of the World Cup against him, and he made a difference on his own. It was Maradona against Belgium, and even with 11, Hugo knows what I mean. We were not strong enough to beat him. But I mean, a few years before, 4 years before, in the opening game, we succeeded. So. It's nice, it's good, but for me it's not Maradona against me. It is the two teams against each other, and we are part of. So there's no game in the game. There's just two teams playing each other. It's always easy when they talk about priorities. The board, the club, they want to win everything. So as a coach, it's rather easy. I know last year maybe they gave some priorities to the championship. You cannot say now that you're not going to do that. So everything that you want to play, you have to try to win or to play to win. Of course, I think if you had one chance to do better, you can maybe change a little bit the ambitions. But for me, ambitions are on all levels. All what Al Jazeera plays, they have to try to win and to do everything for. And Asian Cup, of course, can be important, more important maybe than the last years. But I think at the start, you always have to play to win. You cannot say this is or that is the priority. When you play with this ambition, with this club, it's like everywhere, you have to play to win everything. Yes, first what I know, I'm following for a while already, Arab football in general, not only Emirates, but also Saudis and others. We have also in Europe the last years, I'm going to say, one opening with players, with coaches, with other people working here, so they can bring over a lot of things. We had in Saudi a few trainers. We had they are still there now. Some others are working in the area, so you can find a lot of information. Of course, this is new, and you also have to follow as much as possible games. On DVD, live and whatever in the next weeks, what we did already, but in the next weeks we will have to see how the level is. What happened before is always not also the same. That's what you can see now, because I think some teams, they made good recruitment, so you have really to follow what's happening for the moment. So this we will have to do. The second thing, I can only say I signed for 1 year or 10 months. The other thing I don't know, because it depends what we win. So this we cannot look in the future, and it's not important. The third one is that the club was already busy with a few names or opportunities. We took some information, we follow games, we look DVD. I had also inside information of Australian connections, if you can call it like that. And so you have a little bit more information about a player, and you can decide easily if you want him or not. So this is always something where you work together as a team also, and that you try to find the best solution. No, for me it's rather easy, because if you talk about defense, you talk about all the team, because your first defender is the attacker. So defense is not only players who plays behind; it starts up front. So when you talk about your defense, you talk about the whole team, about the whole block. So this is important. After, you're going to try on every level to good and better players. So I look at more in general than only sometimes, of course, to positions. If you think that you need it there for quality, for leadership, for other things. Yeah, first you have to respect the work of the coach before, because he did a good job. He won 2 things for Al Jazeera, and that was a long time ago. So you have always to start with what is done before. I think it would be stupid to change everything to tell it was no good. You cannot tell that. Not at all. So I have to congratulate Mr. Braga for his work. That doesn't mean sometimes you can do things different. On the other side, if you sign 1 year, it is not because you don't want to stay longer. I hope it will be longer. It was just between the club and me. The good agreement to hope to stay longer together, but to see how things are going. But for me, this 1 year is hopefully not the finish. So I hope to stay longer. This has to be the message. The message is not, and the message is always, of course, short term, because trainer is there for results. But the trainer is also there to build up for the future of the club. On the other side, how you're going to build up, starting from what there is, try to improve some things, knowing results are important, and hopefully have good work, good results, that you can stay longer. So this is for me the meaning, but that doesn't have always to be written down in a contract for 4 or 5 years, because things change quickly. So I hope we will be able in a few months to talk again. Yes, if you know, you mostly only know because you see, you feel, you observe yourself, and that's the best intention you have. So you can call, you can have information. It's very important, because I call it inside information, who guides you, who helps you, and we have also in the club people who can tell you what's good, what the working points are for some players. But it's always the most important that you feel it yourself, because sometimes you can change, you can see things also a little bit different. So this is for me the main importance. You can have general idea, you can have some information you have already. 1 step forward or 2 steps in front of people coming here knowing nothing, and this inside information can help you a lot. But it's always your own feeling, deciding about things. So this is the most important for me. What's going to happen in the next days or weeks? And in this, of course, Super Cup is following quick. You miss players. You're still going to lose some players also the week before, because you have some international games. But I know this is no excuse, because every team wants to win the Super Cup. So it is maybe not the best preparation for me. Normally also the weeks before the league, it is preparation. Only the Super Cup is inside, and the Etisalat Cup are important in the way that when you have a club with ambitions, you want to win them, and you try to find the best combination. So time is short, but no excuse at all. You go for it. You you try to do the best, and you see how far you are, knowing the ambition of the club and the obligations. Yeah, the vision is. I'm also asking where are the better teams, where are the dangerous teams. So this we know. The most important for me is my team. You see, if they play 100% and we lose, or we are unlucky, or we are not good enough. And if you did everything for it, you can say nothing to your players. You can only say, okay, you did everything, so we don't have to complain. So that's why the main priority for me is my own team. What you think about, it's about your own quality. It's about the quality of the day, what happens that day, and also sometimes the luck of the day. You can play sometimes a good game, not be lucky or otherwise. But mostly the quality makes a difference. I don't think this quality is so big, that there is so big difference between all the teams. Even some results maybe last year were high scores. But of course you have to do better and you have to improve to see where you can reach, and hopefully farther than what you did before. But I think it's possible. And that's why I'm more looking to my team, because it's this level that's going to decide about Asia, how far we go.
Not so much, because I know Frankie already for 35 years, so we played several years together in Anderlecht. We were together coaching Anderlecht, so we know each other very well. And things he told me about this club and the football here, because he knew a little bit more than I, certainly about this club. So he didn't have to do so much to persuade me and to come with him here as an assistant trainer.
Yes, first of all, I was really impressed by Emirates Abu Dhabi when I came here a few days. It's also very important for me because you see, when you go somewhere, you have to adapt to the culture. You have to respect also this culture, and this is for me very important. So I had to feel good, and that's what I felt also when I came over the first time. Even there was no contract, no relation or whatever. So this has to stay like that. I want to enjoy the quality of the locals, the local life, the local culture. Of course, you have also your origin, your education, but when you go somewhere, people will have to adapt a little bit to me, but I will especially have to adapt it here. And if I see the city, if I see the possibilities, if I see the club, if I see structure and infrastructure, I think there's a lot of things available. If also I see the mentality, I spoke already to a few players. I think they are open to work and open to work hard, that they have ambitions. So all those things are for me important. So it's not only, I'm here not only for the money, I repeat it. I'm here for life, I'm here for quality, I'm here for the local things. And these are important also for the team, for me, because if I feel good, if I feel happy, if I enjoy, and I think there's a lot available here to enjoy, you can coach better. Concerning the family, they already come over in the next days, maybe only for a few days, but it's the main priority to bring them over for all the time I stay here. I have, of course, big children. Believe me, they are all expecting to come as quick as possible, because for them, you miss them, you have to leave them a while, but they all said to me, go, we will follow. So I hope it's going to be like that, but I'm sure it will, and I'm sure also this could be a very interesting experience, and that's then it's good and positive. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.